There will be no ceasefire in the Trump trade war, not right now, but peace talks may be coming.
The president said today he will not pause the tariffs he's put on imports from the rest of the world, but he said many countries are coming to negotiate.
In the meantime, the president is ready to escalate the war. He threatened today to raise the tariff on Chinese imports to more than 100% in retaliation for the tariff China put on U.S. products last week.
That tariff was retaliation for the tariffs Mr. Trump put on Chinese imports. Wall Street wasn't sure what to make of all this after last week's big sell-off. Stocks bounced up and down all day, including a heart-stopping 2,500-point swing in a half hour.
And at the close, the major indexes were mixed. The Dow lost just under 1%. The S&P 500 was off about 0.25%, and the Nasdaq ended just about where it started.
We start tonight at the White House with Nancy Cordes. Nancy.
Good evening, Maurice. White House officials say they have already been approached by more than 50 countries looking to cut deals to avoid these tariffs. But so far, President Trump hasn't accepted any of the offers he's received, leading some world leaders to wonder what exactly it will take to get him to say yes.
The first leader to come to the White House with hat in hand today was Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He vowed to buy more American goods.
We will eliminate the trade deficit with the United States. We intend to do it very quickly.
President Trump praised the offer.
I appreciate very much what you said about the tariffs.
And yet he did not agree to lift his new 17% tariff on Israeli goods, set to go into effect on Wednesday, alongside even bigger tariffs on dozens of countries.
We've been ripped off and taken advantage of by many countries over the years, and can't do it anymore. Just can't do it anymore. Can't be the stupid people anymore.
But as the markets gyrate, it is getting harder to find a Wall Street titan or major CEO who will call the new tariffs smart policy.
The economy is weakening as we speak.
Larry Fink runs the investment firm BlackRock.
Most CEOs I talk to would say we are probably in a recession right now.
Right now.
Some countries are hoping to cut a deal fast. Vietnam and Zimbabwe offered to eliminate their tariffs on U.S. goods entirely. The European Union offered today to eliminate tariffs on U.S. cars and industrial goods if the U.S. does the same. President Trump rejected that deal right away.
Is that not enough?
Well, the EU, no, it's not. The EU has been very tough over the years.
The uncertainty is leading some U.S. allies, like the UK's Keir Starmer, to seek free trade with others.
When it comes to the U.S., I will only strike a deal if it's in our national interest.
Nancy, if the president is not satisfied so far with the various offers he's gotten, what does he want?
Well, John, he says it's about more than just the tariffs that other countries impose on U.S. goods right now. He wants those countries to eliminate regulations that create barriers to U.S. goods being sold abroad. For example, he complained today that very few U.S. cars are sold in Japan. He wants the Japanese government to change that. But that could be pretty difficult for the Japanese government to change if part of the problem is simply that Japanese drivers prefer Japanese cars.
Nancy, we saw Larry Fink in your piece there expressing some skepticism and serious concern. What about other big business leaders and supporters? What are they saying?
They are getting more vocal, Maurice. For example, Jamie Dimon, someone who many people know, the CEO of J.P. Morgan, he said today he is most worried about what this could mean for U.S. economic alliances in the long run. You heard what Keir Starmer, for instance, had to say there. Then there's Bill Ackman. He is a billionaire hedge fund manager, a big Trump supporter, but today he called these tariffs an economic nuclear war. And even Elon Musk, one of the president's top advisors here at the White House, he said that he hopes eventually that the U.S. and Europe don't impose any tariffs on each other.